Right, you're welcome back. It's time to take a look at the headlines this morning as we begin. But of course, it's time to introduce also Dr. Dan Ekere, lecturer at the University of Lagos.
Yeah, of course, it's a good one.
Dr. Dan Ekere.
You know, 2019 is a year of good thoughts and good feelings and all of that. So
that is prophetic.
Yeah, it's prophetic, exactly.
Now you guys are making me look like a prophet.
No, but a prophetess is good. It's good.
Okay. We'll begin with the Daily Trust. Katsina under siege. Governor Aminu Masari of Katsina State crying out there. Of course, he's even saying that he himself is not safe because of, of course, banditry and all kinds of, non-state actors, taking up arms against the state.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that this seems to be happening almost everywhere. In so many states.
Katsina, Zamfara.
I think Sokoto had its own court at the time. Then, before you now talk about the other, even Kaduna,
they're not central state. Benue, Taraba, and the others.
What is really happening? Is it that we have lost it or what? Such that even a governor is afraid of
his
sleep.
He's raising alarm.
This is shocking. But I
think but the military has said they are deploying Operation Python Dance nationwide
across the country.
Yes.
So maybe they had intelligence that these could happen. So they're trying to be proactive.
Yeah, but I think much of these issues are not. I don't know if they're actually meant for the military, and yet you have several. Policemen looking for only denominator. I think we need to have a proper spread and be proactive, because we have some flashpoints. We should be able to, curtail so many of these, even, stop them from happening.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Boko Haram. Buhari sends defense minister to Borno. Of course, the defense minister Mansur Dan Ali is. In Borno now.
Doing what?
How much difference that would make? I mean, it's not the first time that
you took the theater commander. In fact, you relocated, the entire operation.
The command control center to Borno.
To Borno. It has not changed anything. They are not just, this time around, they are not even too interested in the civilians now. Their target is the military, and they are dealing with them just like the military is equally dealing with them.
Is this not part of, the military's strategy, which it says is a renewed one, where it's actually taking the war to the insurgents?
But that has always been. That has always been, and it has not changed anything. I think we need to be more strategic.
So what will change anything then? That's a real question.
All right, moving on. We got to a point where we need to invite the international community. I think so. Because this is not just a Nigeria issue. Don't forget that we made to understand that part of these Boko Haram people, of fighters, have ISIS support, and the rest of it.
Yes.
And this is not purely African.
Of course, President Buhari has actually been calling on the global community, telling them this is a global challenge.
Other countries that we have gone to keep the peace, some didn't even have it this much before we...
Yeah, because most of the places Nigeria has gone to keep peace has not been a terrorist situation. It has always been
the conventional war situation.
Rebels within the country and the uprising and all of that.
Correct.
So that's the situation. But even since the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan, the government has always been calling for international assistance one way or the other. Whether they allow them to assist them the way they're supposed to is something else. But we know that the British Army, the Israeli Army, the U.S. Army have been in Nigeria one way or the other, assisting the Nigerian
and providing
military.
training too,
exactly, providing training and
anti-insurgency war. All right, moving on. Muric rejects, that's a Muslim Rights Council, I believe, rejects Kuka's plan to train 10 million Almajiris. What they're saying is this is an attempt to evangelize and not necessarily to truly train, these Almajiris.
I wouldn't know the content of the training, whether that will equally include feeding and the rest of it. If that is part of it and this body is against it, then let them take over the training.
There you go. So INEC issues notice on Presidential and National Assembly 2019 elections. That's it from the Daily Trust.
Okay. We move to the Nation newspaper now. Anxiety as Labour gets set for minimum wage strike. And government moves to avert action. Rallies begin Tuesday. Now, the point there is... one way or the other, the Labour is moving. They've set January 8th to be the day that will go on the mother of all, grandfather of grandmother of all strikes, as the case may be. But from the reports we're getting now, the Minister of Labour is trying to meet with representatives of Labour later today.
To do what now?
Yeah, to discuss.
To discuss.
What is
to talk about the way.
What is there to discuss?
To talk about what they want to do, so they can avert the strike.
Yeah. You see, these are strategies that clearly suggest that the government is not prepared. Don't forget that the committee that came to this conclusion, I think it was a 30-man committee or thereabout, headed by a seasoned administrator, and you equally had even the Minister of Labour. Yeah, Minister of Labour was part of the team. Then Labour, they've all had meetings, series of meetings, and they came to a conclusion. You've agreed on a position. Now you want to hold a meeting to do what now? So that they will not prepare a bill to send to the National Assembly, or what? They want to do that for the president?
And that's why the president says he needs to set up a high-powered technical committee to further look at.
And it is now he wants to consider that ever since it was.
Well, Labour has said that tripartite committee is a technical committee
Labour clearly. Labour need no other meeting with the Minister of Labour or the president. If by now they don't have experts or somebody who can write something for the president to send to the National Assembly, they should have told Labour from the world, because Labour have enough people to do that. All right. So I think shutting down the country is what the government really deserve.
Labour has said that the tripartite committee is a technical committee in itself, so there's no need for any other technical committee to review or advise.
Those are just delay strategies.
All right, let's move on now. You see the bold picture on the front page of the Nation newspaper there is a fire from the Aba Motor Park in Umuahia North. And they said the fire was suspected to have started from a store that they put petrol within a motor park.
It's part of the fallout of handling,
that's a very
wrong handling of petrol that Nigerians can hardly help themselves because of the power situation.
Yeah. But then that should not turn our rooms to petrol stations.
Stations.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
All right, Lagos budgets 852.317 billion naira for 2019. That's a reduction from
I was expecting 1.something trillion.
Because last year they hit for the first time. They hit 1 trillion. So Lagos and Cross River hit 1 trillion for 2018.
More than that. Are we saying that we have lesser work to do, or that we are generating?
It seems to be a reflection, and it's in line with the general trend. The national budget itself is
is
lower.
A little lower.
And some would link it to the election year. That usually in an election year, the budget is
modest.
Modest.
But on the other hand, it's because I think Nigeria, we have always been used to every successive year, our budgets usually increase.
Steady rise.
All the years. But I think the point there is when investments have been made in certain areas, the subsequent year may decide, okay, we'll only build on what we had invested into. It could go up, it could go down, it could go, depending on whatever program.
It should go up
every year.
Yes.
Why? Why is that?
If it goes up too much, then it's the same people would complain.
No.
Some will tell you, for example, if computers were budgeted for in the last, appropriation bill, and the monies were released, computers were bought.
Exactly. You don't need to buy computers again.
Do you need to buy computers again?
Exactly.
What you need to understand, Ungo, have you not gone around Lagos? Are you saying there are no needs in Lagos? The roads are terribly bad.
Yeah.
Are you saying that the budget you had for last year was not carried out? Was not executed?
Or maybe to a large extent was actually executed.
So the remaining extent of it even needs more than that.
Yeah, but the point there is...
And more people are coming into Lagos by the day.
But someone would say
that...
The
needs are getting higher, the
demands
are increasing.
Society cannot be fixed in one day or fixed in one year.
We must make radical efforts to fix the ones we can fix.
Yes, and I guess government is doing that. So, but the point there is that we don't believe that all the budget must not necessarily be successively increased.
Well, I want to believe that they are reducing capacity.
Oh, okay. That's an opinion. Okay. All right. Army weapons are superior. This is a fallout of some videos that went viral where some soldiers in the front were saying that they have less
All right. We'll put up, this on hold, looking at the headlines. Of course, we'll come back to it. But let's join our correspondent, Sifon Essien, of course, right there in Abuja to, discuss the missing Air Force helicopter, that actually happened Wednesday.
Night.
Yes, last night. The news broke yesterday. Sifon Essien, good morning and good to see you. What can you tell us about this missing airplane?
Actually, it's a helicopter, an attack helicopter that was downed yesterday, some minutes before 8 p.m. while providing close air support for 145 Battalion land forces on an operation in Damasak area. The information is still sketchy at the moment, but the Air Force have instigated an investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding the accident and if the pilots actually survived.
All right. At this time, is it clear how many persons were in the helicopter at the time of crash, or the time it got missing, or it went missing?
It's unclear how many persons were actually on the helicopter at that moment, but the helicopter, the attack helicopter is such that you would have a minimum of at least 3 persons on board the helicopter. But as at this moment, the Air Force is still trying to put its acts together and try to find out if their pilots survive this incident.
And do you have an idea, or any at all, of the scope of this search for the missing helicopter?
Well, I think they exactly know where the helicopter came down. As I mentioned earlier, it was providing air support, close air support. What that means is when you have the land forces, the troops on ground advancing, it hovers over them to provide cover. And from that height, it sees the enemy coming from a distance and can deliver, attack with precision. Now, that was what was happening. They were in the act of an operation when it happened some minutes before 8 yesterday. That's the much we can gather. We're still trying to get some more information, and the Air Force is still trying to, put together some more information and release it to us. But as of now, the investigation is still on to determine exactly what happened.
All right. We got this breaking news via the tweets by the spokesman of the Air Force, Bukunle Daramola, yesterday, and he went, the message went all around. So how soon will a statement be released formally from the Air Force today?
It's actually a sad one for an incident like this to have happened. So it will take them some time to be able to put together a formal position on this and exactly release it to the media. And at this period, concerning the fact that it involves troops of the Nigerian Air Force involved in Operation Lafia Dole, and in the fact that it's also in the northeast, far north, it's a situation that it's a little dicey as it appears, concerning the fact that human lives are involved, equipment involved. It was an operation that was going on very late in the dark of the night and things like that. But we believe that as the hour go by today, we would get some more information from the Nigerian Air Force on this incident.
All right, Sifon Essien, defense correspondent there. Of course, this truly casts a shadow on the anti-insurgency war going on in the northeast. Air Force helicopter going down yesterday. Well, we're really hoping for the best. Thank you very much, Sifon Essien, for that. All right, back to the headlines this morning. You still have more.
No, that's
you're done with that.
Okay,
Dr. Danekere, I'm sure this comes to you.
Yeah, it's shocking and sad, and we just hope that the Air Force will be able to, at least locate the crashed, site, and perhaps tell the country what has happened, if there's any undertow, and those who are involved. And,
all right. Okay, moving on. The Vanguard, bold caption there, Insecurity Nobody is safe in Katsina now, Governor Masari cries out, says state under siege by bandits, kidnappers, armed robbers, discloses electricity poles stolen in front of government house. And visitors to governor trailed, robbed after visit. Wow. Insurgency, FG to acquire 3 Thunder jets with 27 billion naira this year. Okay, now this one is really interesting. Electricity poles stolen right in front of government house. If anything that is within the office or premises of the governor's office is not safe, how much more?
Is it just the safety that bothers you? Electricity pole is not something you can pocket. It's not something you can put inside Ghana must go.
Even the process of stealing those poles, I mean, are you
saying
that
a lot of technical understanding of how these things work?
They will certainly use some equipment, either a vehicle or whatever, to take it away from the place. And in any case, it means that it was not even installed. It wasn't used. It wasn't, as at that time, perhaps it was just a pole lying somewhere.
Waiting to be...
either waiting to be used or not even needed. You know, perhaps some people were just protesting that we have this need, that you kept this in around your office.
And also, anyone who visits the governor's office, as soon as they come out,
they are trailed and perhaps
because people expect that, yes, when they go to the governor's office, something must follow them.
I wonder why that notion anyway.
Why not that notion? Has that not been a trend? Have they not been doing things like that? So that could have, inspired this kind of act.
But above all,
it's a bad act. But then, over time, we've heard how monies exchange hands. So.
Well, but above all, for a governor to cry out, because Nigerians or citizens or indigents of Katsina State in this regard will be expecting that their chief security officer will be firm enough to say, we won't let this happen, and all of that. Everybody stay firm, we're going to take care of this and take care of that. But if the governor is crying out,
and he's a chief security officer.
He's a chief security
officer. If he's crying out, then number one, who is he crying out to?
But however, he's the leader of the state.
Yes, he's the leader.
Exactly.
But chief security officer by mouth. Not so perhaps he's crying to the president, who is the actual chief security officer of the land.
But if it's crying to the president, that should be between
and that is
he
his
and the
state,
president.
I suppose.
Exactly. That should be between he and the president.
So is Dara having the same challenge?
Well, Dara is part of Katsina State.
No, I'm just asking whether Dara is part of this challenge.
But the point there is that the president doesn't live in Dara.
Yeah, but he do go home once in a while.
That is his village.
So let's get this out.
Now, just imagine the president too crying out.
But that would be great.
Then
okay.
we have
let's move
that
on.
will tell you that then we don't have a country anymore.
Anyway, the PDP is crying out. They say Buhari diverting military funds to finance re-election bid.
Well, if they have proof,
they should come up, come out with it. Okay, INEC to publish names of registered voters January 6. Why I won't surrender to police? Dino Melaye. Of course, Senator Dino Melaye has been comparing himself with the prophet
Elijah in the Bible.
There is a difference between.
Sometimes his knowledge of the Bible and biblical things make you feel like he is like a pastor. In fact, there was a post. When there was a video he tweeted yesterday, and it was basically all about the Bible. They come against me with chariots. They trust in chariots. They trust in this, but I come in the name of the Lord, and so on.
The Lord does not play this kind of politics.
And a lot of people called him Reverend Dino Melaye.
That's simply a title. But I think Dino Melaye should do what is needful. This idea of, this kind of drama, I don't think it's necessary. If he doesn't have a hand in any of these allegations, prove your case.
Well, he's saying he's being wise. He's not running. He's only just being wise. Yes, there's a difference.
There's a difference between being fearful and being wise. So he's just choosing being wise.
Let his wisdom.
He's not afraid. All right. Tension in police as IGP's tenure ends today. Of course, the IGP's tenure, Ibrahim Idris, and officially ends today.
And I expect that he should go home today. Is it true?
Not like you have a say in that.
No, no.
You know,
Once your tenure is over, it is over.
May decide to extend his tenure
Then
by
extend for every other person, every other worker, including the civil servant.
Yeah, but
must it be for security or officials?
Well, but the president has information no one else in the country has, and he knows who.
And that information cannot be superior to the law.
Yeah, it can be superior, but the point there is that if the law gives him the right to extend anybody's what is it called? Anybody's tenure in office, then of course, why not? The EFCC chairman has been in acting capacity for the past how many years?
Yes, that one has nothing like retirement issue. This one is retirement. The law provides for this.
Yeah.
There is an age. There is a duration to work, and the man has completed his tenure. The Nigeria police is not tied to Ibrahim Idris after all.
Okay, in the
meantime,
can
drop dead today, and the police will continue. So that doesn't stop election.
Anyway,
manufacturers have the economy on their mind, and they see a bleak outlook for budgetary process and inflation for 2019. Ondo APC crisis, Akeredolu cabinet members split over option AA for National Assembly poll. Oil output rises by 200,000 barrels per day, and we've generated over $2 billion from oil block licenses to fund 2019 budget. That's according to Ibe Kachiko, the Minister of State for Petroleum. That's it from the Vanguard.
Okay, let's move to the Punch newspaper now. PDP to Buhari for peaceful polls. Let IG retire January 15th. Okay, this is another side of things. And President has a right to extend IG's tenure, says Keyamo.
Yeah, Keyamo can say anything, but the truth remains that the IG's tenure has expired. Okay. Let the man go home. It's not indispensable. That's all we must recognize. Okay.
Fire raises Benue market, and Otom donates 30 million naira to victims. It's really a sad. The market is, they call it Wadata Market in Makurdi. Okay. Is a lot of food where they sell food and fish because it's close to the river Benue. It's really
what a way
sad.
to start, the year for this, business.
Okay, it's close to the river and water. I mean, fire took over the market.
Yeah, exactly. It's close to the river.
You're very cynical this morning.
All right, residents kick as noise from Lagos hotel causes sleepless nights. All right, and Lagos Islamic cleric caught on camera defiling a 5-year-old girl. That's really
that's a very important one. This residents kicking,
Because noise.
Yes,
from,
the noise pollution in Lagos is really, really.
Is it from a hotel also?
Whether it's from a hotel or from the religious, from religious houses.
Is there a religious outfit
from
in
the
that?
generators? From all kinds
put
of
all
things.
Those together.
There's
Someone
noise
was joking.
all around you.
Someone was joking sometime and said, it's possible the rapture could take place, Nigerians
will not hear.
Because you don't hear the sound of the trumpet, because the noise from generators and everything.
Those who are meant to hear will hear.
It was just a joke anyway. All right, police deploy 50 more cops in Melaye's home. It's part of what you had mentioned earlier on.
For only Melaye?
50 plus the ones that were there before. IMF warns Nigeria and others as global debt hits $184 trillion. That's huge.
Indeed, huge. But again, I want to draw us back to the Melaye issue. Should somebody have an issue with the police, who will even come in between them now? Because Melaye and the police have issue. Now, the police is a party. The police is the same one looking for Melaye. Don't you think the time has come for the National Assembly to actually create, an alternative, such that should you have an issue with the police, there should be another agency.
Some kind of arbitrator?
Because the police will be the one investigating, the one, the prosecutor doing everything. And at the end of the day, they are, part of the case. So
exactly.
It becomes,
and you can't be a judge in your own case.
I think we need to.
Well, the point there is this brings to reality the issue of the state police that we've always been talking about.
Yeah, whether it's state police or
it will not solve this particular problem I'm talking about, where the police is.
Yeah, but the point there is it takes us to the issue of proper structuring and the proper laws that guide this. Like you are talking about the issue of there should be a bit where a police is a party to an issue.
Yeah,
it's an issue of structure. Because if that law doesn't exist, you need a legal framework to
give. That is correct.
You understand? So
we
it's
need
part of the
that. Yeah,
we
need that legal framework.
Isn't that where the judiciary should come in? Really?
No, the judiciary on its own.
Cannot come
Eventually, both the police and whoever is involved will go to the judiciary. But somebody
has to arbitrate in the meantime.
You know.
Okay.
In this case, in the area of judiciary, until either Dino Mela is
or
lawyer
the police,
or his brother sues the other party
before the judiciary can come in. I do understand that, absolutely.
So that's the Punch newspaper.
Okay, all right. To the Daily Sun, I'm struggling. My pen has a mind of its own. It's just. You know.
It's a new year.
It's a new year. So he or she is thinking in a new life.
All right, to the Daily Sun, anxiety in police over IGP's tenure. Idris clocks 35 years in service today, attained 60 years of age, January 15.
Wow.
Okay.
So either way, it can be.
It shouldn't be either way. He's already 35.
He has done 35 years.
He has done 35 years.
That is when he should
and
leave,
the mandatory,
50 years or not.
mandatory 60 years will
be either way from January 15th we can.
And in any case, he has no business being there till January 15th. He has concluded the 35 years today. At the end of today, I expect that the man should be out of that office.
Well, I wouldn't know exactly what the clause
It's
says.
not a question of there's no succession plan. There are competent hands. Has he been working alone? Has he been working alone? So he has a team. They should be part of every strategy.
Well, like you said earlier, maybe the president, his principal, knows something that we don't know. I mean, imagine
it's
an election year, and you have barely
except
how many
he has
weeks
something
to go?
he's hiding that Idris is going to help him to do. That is the only thing.
Dr. Kere.
Yeah.
Dr. Kere.
That is the only thing.
The president, like we said earlier, has information.
That information is exactly what I'm talking about.
And the point there is, like Keyamo said, it's possible the president has the powers to. I wouldn't know what the law says.
Should not be exercised arbitrarily.
No. But if that's what the law states, if there's a law empowering the president
just unilaterally extend tenures of IG and the rest of it.
If the law says that, why not?
No, is that what the law said? That you should just be extending the tenure of IG?
Okay. No. What else do we have in the from the Daily Sun? Labour gives conditions to avert strike, insists on minimum wage bill. Of course, the federal government has been saying we're meeting Labour to avert a strike.
We recall that
hopefully they can meet each other halfway.
Something of this kind came up. It didn't take this long. I wouldn't even have such a large a number of persons in that committee, and within a short time it was implemented.
But you've forgotten what they say about a committee. When you don't want something done, just give it to a committee.
That is exactly what we're saying. That is what the government is trying to achieve, and that's why I'm saying that Labour should not relent.
Okay. Shake up in Imo Police Command. CP, 3 DCPs and 14 ACPs removed. Wow. Imo has continued to be, in the eye of the storm, if you like. Bakare to Buhari, deal with rogues around you, defends president in Canada. Bakare, of course, be the pastor of the Latter Rain Assembly. He's a man known not to pull any punches. He just says it like it is, and that's it. INEC to publish voters list January 7, and Stock Exchange loses 134 billion naira on first trading day of 2019. And guess what? Commercial activities returned to Oshodi, Lagos after the New Year break yesterday. Of course, we'll have reporters, going around to give us a feel of what it is like. 2 days.
In fact, we'll be crossing to Port Harcourt next.
Right.
The roads are actually very dry now.
Yeah.
All right, New Telegraph is our next, our last paper for today now. Budget 2019, federal government to spend 2.3 billion naira on OBJ, Gowon, IBB, Jonathan, and others. Military, police, DSS, other pensions to go up 362 billion naira. Military to rehabilitate military barracks with 2.1 billion naira. Okay, money is money.
The one for OBJ and the rest. Is it for medical tourism or what?
No, the point that is past presidents are entitled to certain amounts of money, upkeep, and all of that.
You can't deny them
their pensions and so on. So I guess that is what that is for.
And don't forget, every now and again, the present administration or any government, has to rely on their wisdom, and
exactly,
to
but
help untie some Gordian knots.
I think we should address those who came to that office by force, by a crook, who usurped power by way of coup. In fact, they should be paying to Nigeria, not Nigeria taking care of them.
No, but the point there is whether that issue became very contentious at the time, whether military, those who were military heads of state should benefit from it, and it's been settled. The point there is
it can't be settled. I'm just telling you the debate should continue. Because
no, but the debate was on, and they had resolved that issue to say that the moment
I'm just telling you that this is the debate now. It can't be resolved. So
you're about to start a new debate.
Plundered the state treasury.
According to you, nobody has taken them to court, and no court has judged that these people
the likes of IBB and the rest of them,
who
came to office by force. Took all the whatever they needed to take, and at the same time we are still paying them for doing us more harm.
Dr. Kerry, the issue there is that they acted based on the exigencies of
that time. No exigency of that kind.
So the point there is let's leave it.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Dr. Dan Kerry, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
That was a pleasure.
Dr. Kerry has been very cynical today.
It's 2019. It's a new year.
Of course. Thank you so much.